Welcome everybody to Vacation Bible School Day 4. So today's story is about building his house. And we're going to learn a little bit about it. But first I want you to kind of understand where the story is coming from. Did you ever stand in mud and you kind of sunk down and you're kind of stepping on it and slowly the mud's oozing up between your toes and you're sinking down? Maybe even if it gets enough, you lost your balance. Or how about if you're at the beach and you stand on the water's edge in the sand where the waves are washing up? I know this happens to me a lot. And if you just kind of stand there, all of a sudden you're sinking down. You look down and the sand's kind of covered your feet and you're getting there, and then maybe a big wave will come by and boom, knock you over. Well, and that's kind of fun actually, but not so much with this story. But compare that to standing on a big rock or the sidewalk or something like the floor in your house that's really hard and strong. Then it's easy to keep your balance and it's hard to knock you over and you feel safe. Well, today's short story, also known as a parable, remember, has two meanings, was told by Jesus when he climbed up a mountain and started to preach. Now, Palestine, where Jesus was at this time, is naturally a land of hills and mountains, and as a result, it's subject to some violent rains and sudden floods. The Jordan River, which flows through Palestine, swells to dangerous levels sometimes and becomes rapid and furious. The streams that run through the hills can suddenly swell with rain and spill tremendous amounts of water onto the plains below, sweeping everything before them. Houses erected within reach of these sudden deluges, especially those founded on sand or other unreliable foundations, cannot stand. The rising stream shakes a house to its foundation and erodes away its base until it falls. Rocks are common there, however, so it is not hard to find a solid foundation. So that's kind of why Jesus told this story. So Jesus tells a story about two men. Each man builds a beautiful house. It has many windows and porches and the finest furniture and appliances. Each house is magnificent. But one house is built on sand, and the other has a sturdy rock foundation. Jesus said that the man who built on the sand was foolish, and the one who built on the rock was wise. So you can guess what happened next. A big storm came and washed away the foolish man's house built on sand, while the wise man's house built on the rock foundation stood strong. So what does Jesus really mean in this story? In the last verse of the story in the Bible, Jesus says, "Therefore, whoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken them to a wise man." I think I know what he means here. He's not really talking about houses, but he's talking about our lives. Jesus is saying that if we want to go to heaven, we have to build a strong foundation for our lives here on earth. We have to pray. We have to try to do only good things. We have to be kind to others. We have to listen to our moms and dads. We can't be selfish. We need to love God and Jesus. Someone can have the best cars, the most money, the biggest house, be the best looking, seem to have everything going their way. But none of that means anything when it comes down to going to heaven. If they don't live life the way Jesus tells us to live, then they will be lost. So, my young friends, as you grow up, be sure to build your life on a strong foundation. Learn about the Bible, say your prayers each night, or even during the day. God is always listening to us. And be the best person you can be in God's eyes. So let's pray. Dear Lord, help us to follow your ways, to build strong foundations for our lives, and live our lives in a way that is most pleasing to you. Amen.